How does meditation dissolve past karma?
How does meditation dissolves past karma?
Yeah.
Okay. So how does meditation dissolve the past karma? All right. So once I finish this question, I will keep on take the participants can shoot the questions or text it. Rajshekhar, you please moderate and let us understand what is karma. The way we understand a complicated conglomerate of various types of impressions on the psyche. Like there is a genetic code in every human being with a clear, we have something called a genetic code that is subjectively unique to each individual. This genetic code is a type of programming called as genetic programming. There are some people who are born with some congenital anomalies. There are some people who are suffering from different types of diseases like hypertension, diabetes, some other ailments. All these things are cancers or whatever, or some degenerative disorders or metabolic disorders, some chronic long-standing diseases which do not have any treatment, a specific treatment from the modern medicine. So all these things, all these ailments, deep down are found in the genetic makeup of several types of impressions. Impressions means what? We have been carrying opinions, philosophies, concepts, postulates of various types of people from many lives. We have been drawing conclusions based upon the data that we have. The greatest tendency of the common man or an average human being is to make quick conclusions from the data available. The only difference between the wise man and an average man is the wise man doesn't draw conclusions so quickly, but an average man is very much impulsive to draw conclusions immediately. That is the only difference. The wise man waits and not at all impulsive, while an average
Seems some network dropout. Let me check, dear friends.
in that page, last line is impression. We call impression. That impression is whether it is the disease is there or not. If there is any disease, what type of disease? That is called impression. Similarly, human beings carry so many types of impressions. These impressions become the cosmic blueprint. The way genetic programming or genetic blueprint is there, we have got something called as cosmic blueprint. This cosmic blueprint is a type of psycho-emotional software which is absolutely unique, absolutely idiosyncratic, absolutely exclusive for that particular individual. And all the nature of events that happen in one's life, the all types of excitement, all types of depression, and all types of maladies that happen in one's routine life are all based upon this cosmic blueprint. This cosmic blueprint, a complex, complicated cosmic blueprint, is described. And the karma is basically a mix of good things and bad things, because there is nothing like actually good and bad. It is a configuration, it is a type of algorithm which has certain clear permutations and combinations, which has a clear graph. So how to dissolve this karma? How to erase this cosmic blueprint? That is a question. To erase this cosmic blueprint, there is only one way. Before we talking about that one way, let us understand first the process of dissolution of this karma or the cosmic psychological or psycho-emotional blueprint, individual blueprint. It is completely individualized. The karma makes a person a definable entity. Karma makes a person a describable entity. If you talk about, if you ask a person, how do you define hunger? It is very difficult. Everyone experiences or must have experienced what is hunger. But if I ask you, how do you define hunger? Can you describe it? Almost impossible. You may call it a pain. You may call longing for food. You may call weakness in the body which makes you eat food, something. There are different definitions. Even simple things like, how do you define health? How do you define well-being? You all have experienced what is meant by well-being. You feel well, that's all. But how do you describe it? How do you describe consciousness, which everyone experiences on daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis? Everyone experiences what is consciousness. But to define what is consciousness is very difficult, rather impossible. Similarly, this cosmic blueprint has got very complicated network of various types of judgments and decisions drawn from many, like the legs of the person who is underwater, who wants to go up and breathe. The dragging force, the karma is a dragging force. It drags you down. As much you can go up, it drags you down. So unless this karma is completely dissolved, completely annihilated, you can never enter the path of evolution. And it is a gradual process. It is not abrupt. Like we learn each alphabet, A, B, C, like that, we have to clear this karma bit by bit. En masse, it won't go. Why? First thing is, the first step to dissolve this karma is to make our mind silent, which is again very, very difficult process. But slowly, once you take time, once you make up your mind with certain sincerity, certain decisiveness, certain determination, certain diligence, an iota of thoughtlessness. Once an iota of thoughtlessness is experienced truly, that single moment becomes a huge inspiration for you. One moment of thoughtlessness, absolute thoughtlessness, becomes a grand opening to the world of spirituality. Because it is in the memory. Once this silence, the true inner silence is experienced for a moment, that becomes your memory. And you compare your present wakeful state or the present state of consciousness with that particular moment. Once you compare every moment of your life with that memorized, unique, special moment, naturally you draw towards it slowly. That becomes a reference point, that becomes a yardstick for you to check yourself, assess yourself, analyze yourself, understand yourself. This process is called as the spiritual process, or spiritual path rather. So, when that point, that moment becomes your reference point, the various types of impressions that have been in the psyche, close your eyes and memorize all that you are, good and bad, right and wrong, deeper and superficial, the lighter and darker part of you, everything, the emotional side, the thoughts, everything. Keep on exploring, keep on working on those things which are less conscious, those things which you are less aware of. Slowly, the impression turns into an insight. Slowly, the conclusions that we have been drawing the decisions that you have been making, that all transform into insights. Insight is a satori, a opening of a petal in the mind is a satori. It's an awakening in a smaller way. When so many smaller awakenings, so many blossomings happen in a small way, very, very small way, they all acquire strength. They all acquire energy. It is a snowball effect. A small centimeter of snowball, when it is pushed from the pinnacle, this 1 centimeter snowball rolls down, gathers dust, gathers more and more snow. By the time it reaches base, it becomes a big avalanche. Similarly, a small one iota of thoughtlessness, one moment of thoughtlessness, if it is rolled down, that one spark of light becomes a reference point to check all the darker areas of your psyche. Everything will come to your light. Everything will be explored. One spark of light is enough to explore all this karma and transform this impression into insights. That's why Sri Krishna calls it as Gnana Agni. We don't say Gnana Jal or Gnana Prithvi or any other element. We call wisdom, we call consciousness always as fire. Because the word Angani means wisdom. So, fire and wisdom, fire and consciousness have got some very great inseparable configuration. So, this spark of light, this simple spark of light, can dissolve all types of karma and make your slate, cerebral slate, clean. The cerebral slate, complete impression free. It becomes completely clear of all flaws, clear of all dirt, in the form of various opinions and belief systems and ideologies that you have been carrying from many, many, many thousands of lives. So when the cerebral slate becomes completely clean and you experience that absolute silence whenever you want, it would have taken months and maybe a year or one lifetime. But once you experience one moment of absolute thoughtlessness, getting into that absolute silence as per your wish, as and when you want, as long as you want, spiritual mastery. So what starts with a desire to be clean, desire to dissolve one's karma, makes you a master of your own life. That's how master have become. The start step that you take, full way, turns into a real life, the very purpose of your existence in the physical world. Thank you.